Lastly, on the final, there will be some bigger questions. And I don't mean they'll be longer, but they encompass more than one skill focus on purpose. For instance, you might get some music that's in bass and treble clef, and you have to analyze the chords. This would be similar to the Bach that we did, where you have to say, well, given all these notes, what is this chord? Or what's my numbers 1 and 5 or something like that. So this is reading notes in different clefs and looking at notation and then making that match up with chord anatomies and spellings and things like that. You may have to answer questions about the music that you already have, so like Sway or Falling in Love, and that might say, is the counting correct, or what's the counting for a certain place? Well, how do we spell these chords at a given place? Chord function. Well, if you see a chord like in Sway and it goes A minor and then it goes E7, I could say which one of these is the 1 chord and which one is the 5 chord and what key are we in. And hopefully you know that A minor is 1 because E7 is a dominant chord, and that's a dominant 7 chord, so that's a 5 chord right there, right? So it'll be about stuff that you know. It's asking you to look a little bit more than at the surface of your music, okay? You might get some questions that ask you to explain what deconstruction and mental and physical resistance are. That might be where I say, we did this activity, what are we trying to do? Or it's just general theory. It's been such an important part of problem solving that I really want you to be thinking about that as an important component of your curriculum. And so you get tested on it and get rewarded for points. And finally, as promised, there will be a short chord and melody transcription. So what that means is you should have your melody transcription number 3 from your packet. There will be a short video of me playing some of those. And these are much more simple than number 4, which you just did. But I do want a little one that's well within your capability of transcribing as part of your final grade, final mark. And then also a short chord one. So I will record, again, a very small song, and there'll be a chart for you. And it will say, you know, on line 1, when the lyrics do this, what's the chord? Just like we've done from the worksheets. So these kind of things will all be other parts of the final. How long does the final take? Well, it depends on each of your capabilities and just the way you take tests. I think I'll probably break the final up into different sections so that you can work on something for a bit and then take a break. You will be given a generous amount of time, which means that I look at how long would it take me to do this. I'll double it and double it again. So, you know, you should have plenty of time if you know what you're talking about. Okay? These all have to get done over 2 days. Again, on the final, no notes. You can't use flashcards. You can't use written down notes or things when you're in a test. Okay? No outside sources like the internet. You can't call a buddy. That's all cheating. You can have a reference of a keyboard picture as long as it's not labeled with note names on it or anything otherwise that would be information. And you can have your ukulele at all times. And I really invite you to check, like when you label and identify chords and things that are the fretboard shapes, that you double check to make sure that's right on the ukulele. When you do your harmony writing exercise and things like that, the question, double check to make sure it sounds right. Make sure that the chords that you're playing seem right and sound right and all those kind of things. You know, this is the tool that we have used primarily for learning music, and you should refer back to it. Okay? All right. Good luck on the finals. I know you're going to do great. Hydrate, get sleep, get blood sugars up, and do your very best.